Hi, everyone. Harry here to talk about the very quibbling and contentious order filed by the district court judge in the Hunter Biden case, which makes clear the judge's displeasure with the whole pardon and the publicity surrounding it. It's an extraordinary document. So after the pardon issued, you file a piece of paper in the court saying there's now been a pardon, therefore dismiss the case, explain the legal effect of pardon, which indeed it is to extinguish everything. And the judge here, this is the judge in the LA case involving the tax charges, as to which Biden just suddenly pleaded guilty to all, I think it was 9 felonies. The judge issued an order, and the order is first kind of a brushback of both Hunter Biden and even the president, whom the court suggests basically in the characterizations around the pardon, and Biden explaining that Hunter was treated in a harsher way than other defendants. The court is basically saying, oh, no, he wasn't, and actually quibbling about what the charges encompassed and what they didn't. Now, that's a really odd position for a court to take, and it obviously is displaying, ire and displeasure with the whole situation. After these few paragraphs, basically taking a few gratuitous swipes at both Hunter and the president, the court falls into line and says, okay, there's a pardon here. He says, I haven't gotten the proper paperwork yet. I want the clerk to do this, that, and the other thing. But lest he be thought to be engaging some major constitutional showdown about the efficacy of the pardon as against the determination on the facts or whatever jurisdiction he would now have in the overall criminal prosecution of Biden. He's quick to say, okay, I understand the pardon power is broad and plenary. I'm not saying you can't do it. Although even there, he says, so on the one hand, I would just acknowledge the pardon power and go with it. And on the other, I would push back, take issue, make factual findings. And that path would be fraught with constitutional questions. And when a court is confronted with 2 courses of action, one of constitutional uncertainty, they should choose the more certain one. So even that kind of legal construct is out there. A pardon is a pardon is a pardon is the end of the story. And he's basically saying, I'm just not sure this is all that lawful. And I think I could really try to question it and make trouble. But just to cut to the chase and avoid constitutional uncertainty, okay, I'm going to go with it as soon as I receive the proper paperwork. So he's even suggesting there's an argument that a court could take to push back on a pardon, something, of course, that's really never been done. But, he starts out saying that Hunter provided the White House press release, the statement, and the court previously noted its disapproval of using the press release. And the very press release that they gave shows why, because representations contained therein stand in tension with the case record. So in particular, something that I think, in fact, not only is not in tension with the case record, but is, to me, the reason that most justifies a pardon. You've heard me talk about this before. The pardon is a huge mess for the Democrats. I don't deny that. Biden said again and again he wouldn't do it. That's bad form. I don't deny that. But the fact that Hunter Biden was treated differently and more harshly, basically because of his last name, I think is A, true. Nobody has tried to deny that. And B, a solid reason for a pardon, a conventional reason for a pardon. Now, it could have been also that a pardon, which is a whole welter of political and policy and equitable considerations, that the White House could have said at the end, you know what, Joe, we're not going to do it. It's a stain on your historical record, etc. All that could also be so. And most gallingly, I would say, it absolutely provides a sort of soundbite that the Republicans will use as a 2x4 that will be effective to many people in making it seem as if, oh, both sides play, politics here. And it's just not true. The politics that were played, as it were by the Republican special counsel, who had free reign to deal with Biden as he would, because Garland was hands off, specifically for the need to show no favoritism. And that special counsel ran amok and gave Biden, threw the book at him, really, after he'd already reached a plea deal for a much lesser treatment. That's a whole nother story that I've talked about. But anyway, the idea that he was treated more harshly really isn't subject to dispute. And all the consternation and hand-wringing by Democrats, I think, shows practical political problems with the act. It is going to be a headache. I've tried for a few years, others have, to sort of fight false statements in this sort of soundbite atmosphere. Very, very difficult. All true, all true. But what's also clearly true is the more harsh treatment, and that's the exact thing that has gotten the judge's dander up, and he's pushing back really tartly. There's an implication that he was treated more harshly than others who have serious addictions, but that's not true. He was seriously addicted, and he engaged in tax period after. Anyway, there's a quibbling with facts, as if he's a prosecutor to say he wasn't treated more harshly, which is A, I think, just wrong, and B, really, really irregular. What is a district court judge here doing, opining on the prosecution's proof? It's really just a thinly disguised swipe back at the White House for what he views as a political move, which of course it was. That's part of what a pardon does. But so it's pretty extraordinary, and it certainly serves to illustrate the ongoing controversy and friction and difficulty for the Democrats that the Hunter Biden pardon is going to continue to have, that even a Article 3 judge would take this step and issue this order. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.